Good evening, Yellow Jacket Nation. Welcome back to Catch a Buzz. Sorry, it's been a little while since we made a video.
We're
Uh,
back.
we're back though. Sean and I made the trip up to Atlanta this past weekend, sitting right about at this view, about 30 rows closer probably, but
I mean, literally, no, this is probably the view.
I think we were a little closer. But
Yeah, a little lower. We were like right on the rail of the
we're
second
the
step
front.
of the north end
Yeah,
zone.
we were the front row of the 200 sections.
Yeah.
But yeah, incredible win for the Jackets. It was amazing to be there. Just now finally getting my voice back about six
Yeah,
days
right.
later. But it was an incredible experience. Shout out to all the fans at Bobby Dodd. I
It
don't
was
remember the last
electric.
time. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I was at a game with that sort of atmosphere that was just that loud. Everybody was standing when they needed to, and you could tell by the outcome of the game and how much it affected the Miami offense and just how just fired up the Jackets were playing out there on the field on both sides of the ball. I mean, I'm sure that they didn't need any extra motivation to go out there against the number four team in the country, but it definitely didn't hurt to
No.
have that sort of support behind them and willing them to victory for four quarters. It
Even
was, go ahead.
even just listening to the broadcast, I mean, afterwards, just whenever we made a big play, just you could just hear the fucking crowd, the crowd. It was just electric, man. I mean, the place was shaking.
Yeah, it really was. It was a special day for Tech and a huge moment in the program and in Brett Key's tenure as the head coach. It's hard to understate how massive a win like that is, and it's not like it's the first one that he's gotten, but it's definitely the biggest. The amount of recruits that you could see on the field pregame that were all there, and even posting about it on Twitter afterwards, just about how amazing the atmosphere was and what an incredible experience it was to be able to visit. I really think it's going to hopefully lead to some additional big signings on signing day. Maybe even people that are flying under the radar that may not have been considering Tech, but made the trip out for the weekend that got to experience a game like that. It has to,
And more
yeah,
money into the program.
that's exactly right. It's a program defining win for sure. It's hopefully one of those things that will lead to even more people buying season tickets next year and donating to the program to further what Key has already started doing and what Jay Bad has already started doing to really bring this program back from the brink. It was in a very dark place a couple of years ago to be at the point that they are now where at this point if you're playing an ACC team and they've got a number next to your name, you just expect to beat them. I mean, we're 6-1 against them under Key. He knows how to get the guys up for big games. That's something. No matter how you feel about Key, you cannot deny that he always has his guys ready to play for 60 minutes and
The big moments too.
in the biggest moments. That's when we play our best ball. Now, it's going to be really important to continue that next week on Thursday against NC State. Hopefully, the atmosphere is pretty similar after a game like that on a Thursday
Yeah,
night.
Thursday night.
Um, those are pretty legendary environments in the ACC, those Thursday night games. So hopefully, Tech fans are able to recreate that for a really big game against NC State, but I don't want to get too far ahead. I kind of just want to dive into this Miami game, but first we'll kind of just give you a little information about why it's been so long. Sean and I
Yeah,
work together.
tell the people.
Yeah, Sean and I work together. It's been a pretty chaotic last couple months as far as that goes. I'm not going to get too into the details of that, but we've had a lot going on here. It's been hard to find time. That coupled with us being down in the Tampa area, we got hit with two hurricanes within two, three
That
weeks of each
probably,
other.
yeah, that definitely did have something to do with it.
So it's been a pretty chaotic couple months, but we've still been watching every snap of the Jackets playing. So we've been keeping
Of
up. We just
course.
haven't been able to find the time to make some videos. Things have finally settled down enough for us to be able to get back on here and just give you our thoughts and opinions. So with that little offshoot being addressed, just want to dig into the Miami game, Sean. Give me your thoughts about the game, the experience, everything.
Yeah, I mean, just as the experience when we were walking up, saw the band playing. I'd have been to a Tech game probably since the last time we got blown out at home against Georgia. And just to be back with you because we haven't been to the Tech game together in a while.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time
And
we went to
we
together
always
either.
used to go a ton as kids when our dad had still had season tickets. But just seeing where we used to tailgate all the time when we were 10 years old, 8 years old, was pretty nostalgic. And then obviously just walking into Bobby Dodd, it's always reminiscent. But no, I mean, seats are awesome. Like we said, we were sitting right here. This is the view we had. And just the whole time, I mean, the crowd, even before like 20 minutes before the game, I was like, okay, this looks good. Seeing everybody outside, I was like, this looks a lot more interesting than the last time I'd been coming. Um, Seats were awesome though. Fans were electric. Sat around a ton of Tech fans, which was good because I did see a lot of Miami green and orange in the crowd. But I mean, we showed out. It was electric. Anyways, about the game, I mean, Haynes is just a dog, dude. That man is so tough. He's probably the fastest white quarterback in the league. Um, he's unreal. Just some of the moves he makes while being hurt, can hardly throw the ball, even though he goes 6 for 6.
Yep. Yep.
Although they were little outs and uh
I think I heard somewhere that his
in key
average,
moments.
I think I heard somewhere his average pass attempt was negative 1.5 yards.
Was it
So,
really?
yeah.
No, but I mean, got some key third downs passing.
Yeah.
Nothing like Philo. He just keeps on improving. After the Virginia Tech, he saw some good things. A ton of drops in that game, which didn't help his completion percentage. But I mean, at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, you saw what he was made of. Um, and just what he did on Saturday was just so awesome for the kid. Redshirt freshman, probably
Not
if
true freshman.
or true freshman,
True freshman.
true freshman. I mean, what else can you say about the kid? He 3rd and 8, big 3rd and 18. Just you don't expect that from a freshman
To
QB,
his
although
to his high school teammate, Bailey Stockton.
his high school teammate. Although I guess you can expect it because he is the leading passer in Georgia high school football. So
Yeah,
um,
it's crazy to me that he wasn't a higher rated recruit. I mean, I think he was only a 3 star or something. I was looking the other day and
I mean,
I was
it's
kind of
probably because they're
blown
one
away by
A,
that.
right? Aren't they?
Well, they are, but you've got Brock Vandegrift, who was the quarterback right before him, who was the number 2 quarterback in the country behind, I think, Caleb Williams. So
Yeah, that doesn't make
that's,
sense. I feel like you
yeah,
hear
it's
more about
right. And I would also like to note that I'm pretty
him.
sure because he was behind Vandegrift, he broke Trevor Lawrence's state of Georgia record in 3 years and not four. So all the more impressive. But yeah,
Hold
man,
my nutsack.
Philo did everything that you could possibly ask him to do, and I don't think you can. He would never have performed like that if he was the starting quarterback. I don't think. Maybe he would, but I think it did so much for him to be able to go out there and just play with a little bit less
That's a
stress to
good
have
point.
Haynes
That's a
also
good point.
playing
Yeah.
in the game to know, hey, you've only got to come in here and just make the plays that we need you to make. You don't have to come out here and win the game by yourself. You don't have to come out here and do too much. Just watch Haynes do his thing, and then when we call your number, go out there and make a play. And I mean, that's exactly what he did. He was only 5 for 10, but the passes that he completed were massive. The touchdown to Chase Lane, just spectacular catch and celebration by Chase Lane.
Off the back foot. Yeah, his
Um, yeah, and then his that that the 3rd and 18, of course, but then that 3rd and 8 in the fourth quarter to Malik, where he's just under pressure, completely off his back foot, and just throws it perfectly in Malik's
dude,
breadbasket about 15
that
yards down
one
the field.
that one and the which one was it? The touchdown pass to Lane. Both off his back foot.
Yeah, both off his back foot, right on the money. It was so, and I believe he also, again in this game, he at least had there were a couple drops. So the 5 for 10, at least two of those, I think, were hitting guys right in the hands so they couldn't hold on to the
Yeah.
balls.
Didn't Malik just drop a wide open ball
A wide
again?
open first down. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
another another third down drop. So
Now
Malik's got to get that straightened out.
that
But
that one to Singleton, that crosser over the middle was a bad throw in a
that
key
was
time of the game.
that one. Yeah, it was one of those where tech teams have passed. That happens, and you're like, oh, here we go. Here's where we let them come right back and steal
Especially when
this one
you've
away
seen
from
Miami do it.
us. Yeah, you've seen them do it all year, so you're just kind of waiting for that explosion from Miami in the fourth, which you got on one drive, where you
They
get the
weren't
Restrepo
separated, so
touchdown. But outside of that, it was another fourth down stop. Um, I think that it was a fourth down stop at the start of the fourth. They scored that touchdown to make it 23, and then I think we held the ball um, until that last drive where we only bring three, and Cam Ward doesn't know how to throw a dump off and uh, just scrambles around until Romello Height can get there and big Jordan Vandenberg can fall on it
I mean, thank
to
God
all but clinch the
he's
game.
always looking for the deep shot. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just it's that's what makes him sketchy. You know,
yeah.
he's always that he had so many checkdowns during that game that he could have hit, or it could have just been easy firsts, and thank God he didn't.
That play on 4th and 6, I can't remember exactly when in the game it was, but they're in I think in the red zone. I think they're on like the 15-yard line or something, and he's scrambling around for like 6, 7, 8 seconds and finds a guy in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, but it took him so long to get rid of the ball that the offensive line had to hold to give him the time.
Right.
And there's a lineman downfield, so you get two flags on Miami on the play. It comes right back, and then he gets demolished on 4th and 16. But uh, I guess that's just the give and take with having a quarterback like Cam Ward on your team. I mean, still those dump off passes. I mean, he could have done
Yeah.
so much for Miami if he just hit a few. He had plenty of chances in this game to do that, and he just refused to do it. He is always looking to take that deep shot. So thank God for that. Um,
The funniest thing to me is just if you're Miami, it's the way that we won, the way that they lost.
oh yeah,
Just not you have two quarterbacks. Like that just doesn't work. That's
you're on your
never supposed
fourth
to work.
string running back by the end of the game.
Yeah,
Trey Cooley hadn't played a snap since the opening kickoff against Florida State. He hadn't played a snap since the kickoff against Florida State when he got a concussion or something and hadn't played since. And then he's the guy that's coming in and helping you close the game out. It's we couldn't have been more beat up.
it's just unbelievable. I mean, you know Philo is going to come in to pass. You know that Haynes is going to run. Haynes threw six passes.
You couldn't telegraph it anymore. I mean, we were
I
just
mean,
doing what Tech fans have been begging for all season, and we were just hitting the edges.
I guess their secondary is just putrid. I mean, thank God, because that defense is going to need some help
Yeah, I mean, if they want to do
if they make the
anything,
playoffs. If they
yeah,
make
I
the
mean,
playoffs.
they got to win the ACC first. So, uh,
At the end
I
of the
mean, shoot,
day,
SMU is 3 points away from being undefeated. So they're.
yeah, it's
I'll be
between those
interested to see
three.
them in Miami play, and I don't see SMU losing another game. So we'll see how all that plays out with how
Does Clemson have a chance to
they have a chance. I can't remember exactly what they need. I know they need. I
and
think
they
that they
lost
need
two or
I think
three?
they need Miami to lose because I
Have they
think that
lost?
they've lost. They're 6-2
Yeah,
or 7-2
Miami has a tiebreaker over Clemson because they have a
because they
better
beat
win in
Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah.
Yeah, and SM. So I think Clemson only has one SEC loss. SMU has none. So I think SMU, if they win this week, they're in. And it might be the same for Miami if they win this week, but I'm not positive. I'd have to look and see exactly how everything's kind of shaping up for the ACC.
I don't know,
But
man.
yeah, and I also we
The
have got
ACC
to
is just
give
all over the place.
it is, and
Which I mean, it's honestly kind of fun. It's
it is.
like
It's always been this way.
it's just
It's
like
always just pure chaos.
anybody can beat any of them, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I think
Like
that's the sign of a good conference, but unfortunately, nationally, people tend not to see it that way.
never.
No, I want to pivot away real quick. I staying on the Miami game, but Tyler Santucci needs to win the Broyles Award. Uh, What he has done to this defense in one season is hard to even fathom. They the last probably 4 or 5 games, they're legitimately playing like one of the best defenses in America. And I think that it's not even that they suddenly got more talented. I just think that he's putting them in positions to win, and their confidence is just through the roof. They play so hard, and because they're having success, I think it's making them play even harder and
Yep.
just fully believe in themselves. And it's been incredible to watch. I mean, if we had any sort of semblance of an offense against Virginia Tech, we easily win that game. The defense played
Easily,
spectacular
easily,
against Virginia
easily.
Tech, and we just had absolutely nothing on the offensive side of the ball, which is a shame. I would have loved to see Philo play that whole game, and maybe it's something different, but we're not
Yeah.
living in that world. So, um, yeah, man. And the shocking thing to me, we held Miami to 23 points. They're averaging what, 36, 37 a game coming in. They're the number one offense in America. Kyle Eifert is hobbled. He made huge plays, but he's clearly hurt still, as you can see on that sack late in the game.
Hmm.
But Warren Burrell doesn't even play. He's our
You got
best cover corner. He
Rodney
doesn't
Shelley
play.
out there.
You have Rodney Shelley out there, who I've got my feelings about Rodney Shelley and how he plays, but to go out there and not give the game away, especially where I think he's a nickel, isn't he? I don't think he's a corner, and they had to
Yeah,
shift
he's
him
a
over
wing.
there because Burrell's hurt. So for that, it's fine. Omar Daniels played the game of his life. We were sitting
Yeah,
up there in the
21.
stands, and we're like, "Who the hell is 21?" I just couldn't remember, and going back and watching, I was like, "Oh my God, that was Omar Daniels." He was playing. He was always in the right spot. He had
Flying
a
around.
huge pass breakup on a third down over the middle. A couple of great tackles. It's just hard to put into words how impressive the defense has been. It's fully a testament to Tyler Santucci. If you still have Dacker here, whoever, nothing would have changed. They would have been playing exactly the same as they did last year. He has
Mm-mm.
completely overhauled this defense, and it's not from a personnel standpoint. It's X's and O's, and it's it's amazing. And Tech
That's
has quietly put together an incredible coaching staff.
I agree. I mean, you're gonna have to pay him at some point, but no, I mean, the I think he's just coming in with great game plans.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
100%.
I know he had an extra week this week versus Miami, but just, keeping Cam Ward, scrambling around. I mean, and even only bringing three half the time. I think we did have a spy on him a lot of the game, but just his game planning's been awesome. And then the players have come out and played their ass off. And I mean, it's weird how it goes from having the worst rushing defense in the league to, a pretty damn good rush defense.
Yeah, what one of the better at this point, the way that they've been playing. I mean, you hold them to 88 yards rushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
yeah.
I still think they should have ran the ball more. I think they were successful enough where they could have ran the ball a little more.
Who's that? Miami.
Hmm.
Well, they only averaged 3.7 a carry. Um, so it wasn't great, but
Well,
I mean,
well, that's true. A
Martinez
lot of them were
himself was
like
averaging
third and
5.4.
a lot of them were like thirds and
Well,
whatnot.
I actually think that was part of their problem was that they didn't run enough on third and fourth down. Especially that early 4th and 1, they run some
Yeah,
little bootleg.
bootleg out
It was
route
a bad play call,
and then a
and
deep out. Yeah,
more than likely, you just hand that to Martinez. He's huge. You hand it to Martinez at the middle, and they're going to pick that up.
yeah.
Um, but hey, that's what you get with Cristobal and his teams. It's never a very well coached game, so we will love to take advantage of that.
That
Looking
timeout,
forward
dude,
to.
was just
We don't get to play him next year.
I wonder what he saw taking that timeout right after they had the 2-minute warning. I
I
guess he sent out the defense and then just expected them not to be punting. And then he didn't want to risk taking too much time sending on the punt unit and bringing the defense back off the field. And he was like, timeout, or he thought we were going to fake it. I don't
Well,
know.
I can't remember who I was listening to, but they said I haven't verified this myself, but they said that what they think happened was you had the 2 minute timeout and the punt team came off the field to the sideline, but their punt returner stayed on the field the entire time, didn't come back to the huddle, and then they sent out. I don't know if they sent out like punt safe and sent 11 guys onto the line or something, but the punt returner's still just standing there waiting to
There'd
return the
be
kick, and
12
they've got
men on the
11 guys
field.
on the line, so they would have had 12 men, and it would have been a first down.
Yeah,
So
but can
that's
he
why he's
not?
sprinting down the sideline calling timeout.
He would have been able to run off the field though. The
I,
punt
I,
returner.
unless no one could get his attention or something, I don't know. So he's just standing out there waiting to catch a punt and not paying attention. So I, that could have been what happened. It would kind of make sense to use a pointless timeout right there.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Um,
I don't know if
but
that happened though.
either way,
It
it
might
was
have.
horrible, and it wouldn't have mattered because we picked up that first down. One extra timeout isn't going to keep us
Yeah,
running the clock all the way down. And great play by Singleton, by the way, to slide down and give us the opportunity to show him what a victory is, what a victory
I
formation
agree.
is.
I agree. I definitely would have liked to win by double dig though, because we would have won anyways. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
get
would have.
it.
But
I guess it's respectful, and
well, and you
it
just don't
it
give
gives
them
you the
any sort
sure
of chance.
win. Yeah, it gives you the sure win.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wanted Singleton to get that for himself, but he's a better guy. He's a better guy.
yeah, yeah. He's well, we're paying enough money to go out there and make team decisions. So,
Yeah, that's true.
well, but but yeah, man, it's the best game. It's the best tech game I've ever been to. It's my second field storming. Well, we both stormed the field. Uh, had to go running down the stairs from the 200s, and luckily a security guard let us through so we could run and jump down there. But it was my second one. I was there against Florida State in like '08 or '09. I can't remember what the year was, where they fumbled on the 2 yard line and we got it. But I was like 9 years old, so it didn't have the same impact, like
Right.
it's a vivid memory from my childhood, but it's not like I don't think I was able to fully embrace the moment and take it in
No,
the way that
nothing like
I was this
this.
time.
Nothing like this.
So yeah,
Shout out the security guards that, just let everybody by.
yeah,
Um,
that was all. I mean, either way, we could have just jumped the railing and ran down the
yeah, that's
bleachers,
true.
but
That's
it
true.
was nice
But
that they
no, no,
were
no.
kind of looking the other way. And
To even get into the stadium, like they had a security guard outside standing like when you enter
yeah,
your
it was roped
section.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was roped off, and he just kind of looked the other way and let everybody run by. So
yeah.
shout out to the security guard for that. I know it seemed like it was kind of 50-50. You had security guards like that letting people run down onto the field, and we were looking over and saw one security lady by herself trying to stop about 200 people walking out with the goalposts when they got to the concourse. She was holding on to it like a monkey bar, like put it down.
And
Uh,
dropped it in Cabrera's pool. So
yeah, and
funny.
we know where that ended up, so I don't think she was successful, but um, yeah, man, it was just oh, here we go. Got a little video.
Here's
We were yelling down the tunnel after we stormed the field. We hopped back up there, and
Hayes, baby.
Sean got a little Haynes King dap up, and then we were yelling at Key when he came walking by. My voice was fried at that point, but yeah, man, it was a beautiful day on the flats. I hope it's the first of very very many to come under Brent Key, and
Yeah.
he's doing everything that you can ask him to do at this point. It's your second year, six wins on this schedule is was really all we were hoping for this year. I mean, that 6 wins on this schedule is a vast improvement from last year.
Very.
This team would probably on last year's schedule, if you had this same team playing the way that they are, they'd probably be 8-2 or something.
It's just so stupid that you lose to Syracuse, you lose to Virginia Tech. I mean, we could be at 8 wins easily right now.
Yeah, and
It's
It's
just
a testament to how important Haynes King is to all of this too. I mean, obviously he played in the Syracuse loss. The Virginia Tech loss, it was very evident that you needed to have Haynes King out there, or maybe you just needed to have Aaron Philo the whole game.
Even
But
the Notre Dame loss, it was just
yeah,
like,
Notre Dame
what are
too.
we doing?
There were so many chances this year that unfortunately kind of got derailed by Haynes' injury, and but you can't
I
live in that
just
world. So
Philo's
and
or
I
Pyron's not who we thought he was.
no, unfortunately, I you know I'm sure he's a great kid, but he just isn't nearly as talented as Haynes King or Aaron Philo.
No.
So I'm glad I was thanking the Lord that they finally went to him against Virginia Tech, and even though the stats aren't the completion percentage stats and everything aren't amazing, and he threw a pick. If you just
Right.
look at the box score, it doesn't look great. But he threw for 184 yards, probably had 5 or 6 drops. And one of those drops was a touchdown pass to Avery Boyd that bounced off his hands, and that was his interception. So the box score is very misleading in that game. And uh, he, I think he's very competitive. So I'm hopeful that he doesn't try to transfer somewhere where he can play immediately.
Right.
Because I think there's probably a decent chance that Haynes might come back next year with how injured he's been. But if he stays, he is going to be a very elite college quarterback for Georgia Tech. So I really
Is
hope Pilot stays.
Yeah, I really do.
Um, now, oh, sorry, I got a little off track. So what I was saying was 6 wins on this schedule is already impressive. You've locked up a bowl, so now you're basically playing with house money.
Free money,
You have no
baby.
chance to go to the ACC championship. It's not like you're in playoff contention or anything. There's really no stress the next 2 games outside of how good can we be. It starts with blowing the doors off of NC State, who is not good. They're just not good.
I mean,
And
they've been better.
better. They have been better since they made the quarterback change or McCall retired, however it went.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, their new quarterback's been good, but a Thursday night game in Atlanta, you you need to win that game. You've got a full 10 days to decompress from a big win. You're not having to go out and play the Saturday after. You have plenty of time to kind of, let the thrill of that one
And
wash
heal
over
up.
you, heal up, and then focus fully on NC State. Um, and that's what you have to do. You have to focus on NC State.
This
Because
bye did us well. Whatever we did this
it
bye
did.
week, then we need to do it again.
Yep. 100%. And it's really the first time in probably 8 years that the last game on the schedule looks very, very winnable. I'm not going to come out because it's not that week yet and say anything, too insane. But you've got a team out to the east that
See what happens this next week.
has floundered quite a bit this year and have what I would consider to be a pretty anemic offense. And you've got Tech on the other hand with a defense who is on fire.
Yep.
You have a head coach who he'll tell you at the start of every year what his goal is for the season is to go and beat that other team. And I I will not be surprised in the slightest if something happens on Black Friday that people aren't really expecting. But it's a little early to say that. So there's Carson Beck,
Hmm.
Doo Beck. There you go. Sorry, YouTube.
Just
But
drew that in like 4 seconds. That was pretty good.
um, but yeah, man, it's you have the potential to make this even getting to 7 if you just beat NC State is a great season. If you do anything more than that,
Hey,
it's
just
a spectacular
look, that's
season.
fine. Just win, I guess, 8 like this year with a bowl game, win the bowl game. You won 7 last year. Let's go 9 the year after
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
10.
so,
And then we're in the college football playoff.
yeah. And I will say, if you go back, 7-5 was my prediction for the season.
What was mine?
I don't remember.
I
It was
can't
7 and
remember.
5 or 6 and 6. Uh, I was actually going to go a little higher, but
I thought so too.
when I was rattling off the games, I think you thought I was being a little too unrealistic. Um, but I think I can't remember if I picked Miami or not. I may have said Notre Dame and lose to Miami, but either way, you get one more with NC State. We'll see what happens on Black Friday after that, and win a bowl game and get to 8, maybe 9 wins. That is in a coach's second year with the schedule that we've had is it could never be understated how big of an accomplishment that would be. But
No,
all of the focus has to be on NC State,
every bit of
and
it.
I think that's really all I got. I'm sure that we're going to be on here before this NC State game to really give a preview. I'll have to kind of dig into what they've been doing the last few weeks before I'm able to really kind of give my thoughts and give any sort of prediction for the game. I will say I'm predicting a Tech win. I'll tell you that right now. But as far as anything further than that, I'm not willing to go there.
Oh yeah, we just want to get back on. I mean, we love doing this. It's just
Yeah,
been busy, and especially like you said, the hurricane. I was like 3, 4 weeks right there.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's been real chaotic, but we're getting back into it. And I mean, I think that's really all I got for this one. It was just an
I really
amazing.
hope I really hope Dion doesn't leave Colorado because I want to beat him next year.
Oh, that's I forgot. Yeah, we open
Yeah,
up
I
with him.
know. I just thought
Yeah,
about he's on ESPN right now. I saw him. I was like, oh wait, we play him. He's probably gonna leave too.
yeah. I'd be stunned if he stays there after Shadur's gone, but
Yeah,
that'd be nice. I'd love to beat Dion.
it would be.
So
I'd
we'll
love to
see.
beat Shador more though.
Well, especially because they'll probably be ranked if he stays there, and if he leaves, they'll probably not be. Oh, I'd love to be throwing that up at him. It's in Boulder though, so can't go to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, but yeah, man. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I got for this one. It was just an amazing day at Bobby Dodd. Being there, I'm so
I'm
glad that we made
fiending
the
to go
flight
back
up, bought the
already. I'm
tickets.
fiending already to go back.
Me too. One of these days, I'll be moving back up to Atlanta maybe, and I will first purchase will be some season tickets. But
For
and
sure.
hopefully by the time that happens, Tech's in the middle of their dynasty run here that Brent Key's building. So,
I like
um,
it.
but yeah, man. I mean, that's all I got. You got anything?
That's it, man. Go Jackets.
All right, Joe. I appreciate it. Shoot us
We'll
a
hop
like
on
if you
sometime
can,
next week.
maybe, and leave us a comment. Anything that you think we can do to improve, or just give us your thoughts on the game, how you felt about it. Let us know if you were there. And I think that's all we got, man. Go Jackets.
See you next week.
See you next week.